Today's Saturday, December 20th, and this is news from the Frunk. Good morning everyone, Saturday morning, and we are off down to Fort Lauderdale to go and see Tesla's Dania Beach Service Centre, where they have a P85D that we're going to go and test drive and check it out. We'll get a few shots, experience the 3.2 that everybody's been raving about, and we'll see what it's like. Talk to you soon. Okay, so 45 minutes later, the drive is complete. I'm back in my P85. Interesting experience. The car that I drove was the P85D, and it had a rated range of 153 miles. And when I did the acceleration test, we did both the sport and the insane modes, and I have to say the insane mode seemed quite similar to my P85, and we did a very rough timing, and it definitely was not close to 3 seconds. It was way over 4. So I don't know whether there is something amiss with that particular car, or whether it was the fact that it was down to, less than 2/3 of full range charge. So I'm going to come back on Monday and give it another go, and we'll see if that makes a difference. So I'm booked in for the first test drive of the day, and we will make sure that the car is fully charged when I take it out, and we'll see if that makes a difference. There is some noticeable noise from the front motor. It is a very slight whine that you can hear. It's present most of the time. Definitely under acceleration, but even when you're just driving normally, there's a very slight whining noise that you can hear. Nothing too bad. I mean, certainly, it's not irritating. But having come from the P85 with obviously no front motor, it is noticeable. So overall impressions, it's a Model S, drives very similar to mine. Talking to the lady who gave me the test drive, she says that the extra weight in the front is noticeable. I didn't notice that, and I think unless you are on a track and you're looking out for understeer, then it wasn't that noticeable. The lack of steering control is definitely noticeable. I keep my car on comfort, and that setting is missing on the new software, on the version 2 software. So the steering is definitely heavier. Not unduly so, but definitely noticeable compared to mine. I do like the new switchgear. My car has the old Mercedes switchgear. The new switchgear is that bit more delicate, a bit crisper, feels nicer to use, and I prefer the positioning with the indicator stalk being on top and the cruise control being below. So overall, very nice experience. I think anybody who's getting a P85D is not going to be disappointed. For me, certainly based on that experience, not enough to make me want to rush out and switch from the P85, but we'll do another test drive on Monday, and we will see if there is a difference. So a few last wrap-up thoughts. Headrests. I'll get a shot when I go back and test drive the car again, but the rear headrests, as others reported, are significantly bigger in the P85D, and I guess all the new cars, than in the old cars, and it does restrict the rear visibility slightly. The seats, the car I drove had the new enhanced seats, and they're definitely much more supportive. As I've said on previous videos, I'm perfectly happy with the seats in the existing car, but the new bolsters are much bigger. They do wrap around you much more, so if you're moving out of a Mercedes or something like that, the seats are much more comparable with those cars. And the Frunk. Here's a picture of the new Frunk compared to the old Frunk, and I'll get a measurement as well, and I'll add that as a note on here. It is significantly smaller. At the moment I haven't measured it, so I don't know exactly what the difference is, but it does take, as well as losing the microwave, it does take a big chunk out of the existing Frunk. So just one thing to think about. Not that it's going to make that much difference, because the car still has huge storage capacity, but it does make a difference. So that's about it. I'll post another update in a couple of days covering all the other news that's going on, including some supercharger info. What else? Oh, the new battery swap announcement. I will cover that. And we'll also talk a little bit about the stock price. So keep an eye out for that. Should be out in a couple of days. Thanks for watching. As always, comments in the section below. Would love to get your feedback, and I'll talk to you soon.